This is Valley News Live at noon.
Good afternoon. We begin with breaking news. After claims of a toxic work environment within the Fargo Police Department, Chief David Cybulski and city commissioners are holding a special meeting for what's called an operational update on police department right now. Here is a live look at that meeting happening right now. So far, City Commissioner Dave Pepcorn has spoken, saying the recent number of 35 people leaving the department under Chief Cybulski is a public safety concern. We'll have more on this story tonight on Valley News Live 4, 5, and 6. You can also read our full investigation on our website at valleynewslive.com. Well, it may look like a beautiful day outside, but don't let that fool you. We're expecting some strong winds that could possibly impact some roads. And Summer Schnellbach is here to tell us what we could expect going into this first alert weather day. Summer?
Thank you so much, Anna. Yeah, take a look at this sky cam. Those flags and the trees. Looks like they're having a bit of a hard time out there on a first alert weather day. First, it was for snow across the Northern Valley and northern Minnesota this morning, where some areas did pick up about 3 inches of snow. But now our attention turns to wind. Here's a snapshot of North Dakota Highway 281 near New Rockford. There's a little bit of drifting of snow onto the highway there, but you can't see very far in the distance. The visibility has been greatly reduced with blowing snow, and very similar story along North Dakota Highway 36 near mile marker 62. Visibility just a few minutes ago with a previous snapshot was even lower. So very quickly changing visibility is the story with this wind. We're now gusting to 45 miles per hour in Fargo. That wind has arrived. Look at Jamestown though, that hot pink color, gusting to 59 miles per hour. This is a very strong cold front that we're talking about, and it's continuing to shift from the west to the east. Look at visibility down around a quarter mile near Jamestown, 2.5 miles in Devil's Lake, under a mile in Langdon, just over a mile in Grand Forks, and now visibility is down to 5 miles in Fargo. Your hourly planner today in Fargo, the wind will continually increase over the next several hours. And Anna, one thing that's not increasing is our temperatures. They're going to plummet for the rest of our day. And now that we're factoring in that wind chill, we're going to have bitter cold wind chills heading into tonight as early as dinner time. So coming up a little later in the show, I'll go through your hour-by-hour forecast of where we're watching for the best potential for near blizzard conditions, in addition to how cold we're going to be tomorrow and Thursday, and a look ahead to our next first alert weather day.
All right, thanks so much, Summer. We're learning new information today on a Grand Forks house fire that killed a woman. Authorities are now confirming a cigarette started the deadly fire. Officials say the cigarette started the mattress on fire that eventually spread to the rest of the home. 2 people were saved by first responders, and later a 40-year-old woman died from her injuries. The fire started this past Saturday at the home along 10th Avenue North. There's no word on the second victim. And one family is now dealing with serious damage to their home following a garage and house fire. It happened overnight in the 1900 block of 22nd Avenue. The man, his wife, and 2 children were able to safely run out of the house before flames spread. The family says they will now have to stay with friends and family while they survey the damage. The homeowner tells us what he saw.
Yeah, we just woke up to the smell, and I went out to the back and looked in the garage, and I could see flames coming out of the front of that car. So I dialed 911, and they got here in several minutes. So
the cause of the fire is still under investigation. New at noon, a young man who pled guilty to drunk driving a car that was involved in a deadly crash heard his sentencing today. Elijah Vistens pled guilty to duty to give information and aiding in negligent death. He'll serve 60 days in jail, 1,000 hours of community service, and have his license revoked for 60 days. Court documents say back in February he was drunk and driving a car that hit a pole, killing his passenger. The victim was 21-year-old Isaiah Johnson. Vistens won't go straight to jail because of a COVID outbreak there. One woman is in the Otter Tail County Jail for a DWI after a crash involving a train. Deputies say this past Saturday they were called to a crash between a train and a car in New York Mills, Minnesota. Authorities say 32-year-old Mariah Flores of New York Mills tried to beat the train but got hit at the crossing. No one was hurt in the crash, and the car has moderate damage. Senators are returning to Washington under intense pressure to pass voting legislation. The Senate is set to launch debate on 2 bills today, the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. Both aim to broaden access to the ballot box, protecting election officials, and raising the bar for states with recent histories of discrimination to change voting laws. We're now learning why the Minnesota State Fair is making some changes for this year's Great Minnesota Get-Together. Tickets will go up $1 and gates will open an hour later and close an hour earlier. The reasons for the change in the hours: fewer people are there earlier and later, and it gives overnight crew 2 extra hours to get the fairgrounds ready. Fair officials say they actually lost money during the last 2 years because of the pandemic and the lower number of attendants in 2021, which was the lowest in 44 years. They also say that inflation is a reason why ticket prices are going up. Coming up at noon, one farm is getting rid of old Christmas trees in a way that's beneficial to the environment and to some hungry goats. But next, Summer will be back with weather to plan your day.